Hi, everybody, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 18 of Power Networking Media's weekly feature program, Spotlight on Small Business. I'm your host, Moshe Klein. Spotlight on Small Business introduces you to successful small business owners who share content and information that you don't want to miss. Today, I'm very pleased to welcome my friend and networking partner, Linda Martinez. Linda is the Business Services Liaison at an organization called Arizona at Work. Linda, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Moshe, and thanks for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you, and we're very fortunate to have you. I know that many of our viewers may have heard of Arizona at Work, but I have an educated guess that leads me to believe they probably really don't understand what Arizona at Work is all about, and perhaps you can explain that briefly and what it is you do, Linda.
All right. So here at Arizona at Work, Pinal County, we provide services to both job seekers and employers at no cost. And my role as a business service liaison is to go out and talk to employers about services that we have available to them and hopefully get them to sign up with Arizona at Work as far as posting their job openings with us, and also allowing us to maybe help coordinate hiring events and job fairs and things like that. We have a number of services that are available to both the job seekers and employers.
Linda, you mentioned that there's no cost
Mhm.
to an employer to
Yes.
utilize some of the resources. And of course, there's no cost to the job seeker. Arizona at Work is a program funded in part by the federal government, and
Mhm.
it's privately funded as well. It's really,
Mhm.
truly a partnership.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
let's talk a little bit about, let's say, from an employer's perspective
Mhm.
first.
Mhm.
There's not only no cost to the employer
Mhm.
to sort of take advantage of the
Right.
program, but there's actually programs available that'll pay the employer to hire on somebody. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
That is correct. So we have a support service for employers that's called on-the-job training. We refer to it as OJT. And what that is that that's a work-based program that is developed with the employer to teach an occupational skill to the job seeker. We will reimburse the employer for part of the wages for up to 6 months. And of course, there are some documents that we have to complete prior to the start of that event, that OJT. And once those documents are completed, then we can actually start that OJT. And then for the employer to get reimbursed, we have a timesheet / invoice that the employer completes so that they can get their reimbursement. So if an employer is paying wages, say for 6 months, and it's I don't know, $16,000, we will reimburse them that $8,000. So like, right, who would not want to do that? I mean, that is a great service, and it's such a simple process. And the hard part is getting employers to understand that. And then, of course, for the job seekers with this piece, there are some requirements that they have to meet. So like if they are displaced homemaker, an individual who's been laid off through no fault of their own, could be a veteran who's been honorably discharged, or even an individual who may meet the program because of their income. So there are those requirements. And then the employer themselves, they can actually refer someone to us so we can see if they meet those requirements. So, I mean, easy process to that for the OJT.
So Linda, you and I network a lot, and we're always trying to promote Arizona
Mhm.
at Work and the wonderful work that you're doing within that program, I want to pull on one thread that you just touched on. Not only is there funding available, actually millions of dollars available to help employers throughout the state of Arizona. And you said, why wouldn't an employer want to take advantage of it? Because I think there's so much unknown. But the
Yeah.
paperwork is not complicated, and
No, it's
people
not.
like you are available to work with employers to help them through any questions or obstacles
Yeah.
that might present.
Right. And
Isn't that
actually,
true, Linda?
yes, that is true. And actually, we complete the paperwork ourselves. Really, the first part of it, the OJT app. There's an OJT application that the employer will need to complete. But after that, we pretty much do all the paperwork ourselves.
Linda, you
And
touched
all they
on,
need to do,
oh, go ahead, please.
I'm sorry, and all they need to do after that part is turn in that timesheet/invoice so that they can get reimbursed.
And you mentioned another wonderful aspect of the program, Linda, that I just want to have you touch on one more time before we go over to the job seekers
Mhm.
side of the discussion. You mentioned if there is an employer that has somebody specific in mind that they might want to hire on and would
Mhm.
be curious to know if that position for that person could be funded, that's something you could explore with them as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, we can do that. All they need to do is give me a call and get us connected with that job seeker, and we'll see if they meet the requirements of our program. And then, real quick, we do have our paid work experience program too, which is like an internship, and then we pay the wages for 4 months. It is minimum wage, but we pay those wages, no out-of-pocket costs to the employer, even workman's comp should anything happen. And then hopefully after that 4 months, that employer would like to bring that person on to their company, and then we can move into OJT.
And when you use the term employer, Linda, you're not talking about General Motors size companies only. We're talking about small business owners who primarily make up our
Mhm,
audience.
mhm.
Small business owners can reach out to you
Yes.
with the same effect, and you'll give
Mhm.
them the same attention as you would a company
At
that
large,
employs hundreds of people.
absolutely. Small businesses, medium size and large, does not matter.
All right, let's switch the topic slightly over to the job seeker. You know, in the state of Arizona, like in any other state in our great country, people find themselves unemployed for a
Mhm.
variety of reasons. Many
Right.
times, using COVID as the first example that comes to mind, businesses shut down. Qualified, talented people found themselves unemployed. And then there are other groups or categories of people for a variety of reasons find themselves unemployed on an ongoing basis. They go from job to job. Arizona at Work works with all categories of people who are sincerely seeking help. You
Mhm.
mentioned before job training. So could you just sort of pull on the thread I just put out there a little bit? Talk about somebody in a, let's say, a mid-level management position finds himself or herself unemployed overnight, super talented, and then go over to somebody who might need to be retrained or to
Mhm.
benefit from some programs that
Right,
might be available. Can you
right,
talk
right.
a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So we have a service for the job seekers. It's a training program. Um, Anyone that's, again, maybe been laid off through no fault of their own, or just looking to upgrade their skills. They can come in, meet with a career planner, and they'll sit down with them and figure out which direction the best way to go, talk about the different training providers that we have, and we will pay for their training, provide some support services for them while they go through that training process. And again, another support service out there that we kind of struggle with a little bit to get job seekers, to at least trying getting that word out there. Hey, this is here for you, and it doesn't cost you anything, and you can get a certificate or some sort of degree to help you to make you more marketable out there in that workforce.
Well, Linda, you've done a great job today of getting the word out. And I just want you to know we are almost out of time. So let's back it up a little bit and talk about Arizona at work. Throughout the state of Arizona, you mentioned that you work within Pinal County, but there are actually offices all over the state of Arizona. Can you
Uh,
just briefly mention that, and then we'll bring it to a
Sure.
close?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have offices in Maricopa County and offices in Pima County. So any job seeker can walk into any one of those offices and should receive the same services as they would here in Pinal County or Maricopa County. And if anyone needs to get in contact with anyone up in those areas, I'd be more than happy to connect them with my counterparts there.
Thank you so much.
You
So
are
even though
so
there are county differences between the offices, all the offices are interconnected.
Yes,
Thank you so much,
you
Linda.
are
We
so
are
welcome.
actually out of time. Please promise me that you'll come back again as a returning guest so we can continue this important discussion. But in the meantime, Linda, if any of our viewers who are either employers or perhaps job seekers want to reach out to you for an absolutely free and strictly confidential consultation,
Mhm.
what's the best way to reach you, Linda?
So they can actually call our office, which is 520-866-3600. That's our main line. Or they can call my direct line, which is 520-866-3603. And I will be happy to help anyone that's interested in knowing about Arizona at work, whether it's a business or a job seeker.
You're wonderful. Linda, once again, Linda Martinez from Arizona at Work. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to be a guest today on Spotlight on Small Business. If you'd like to be a guest on Spotlight on Small Business, just send an email to team@powernetworkingteam.com and we'll make those arrangements right away. Until next week, good luck and good networking, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.